Look and see, what are you hiding from yourself? I'm already getting guidance right now. What are you hiding from yourself? What are you pretending to not see or not know that you know is there? Where are you feeling out of sync? What are your values? And what would give you so much joy? What do you know that would just give you so much joy? Welcome back to the You-est podcast. I'm Julie. I'm so excited to be here as your host, your life doula. I'm here to talk about all things that are related to following your intuition, following the signs, how to have a life that is led by your heart and your soul's purpose when you do not have the full plan ahead of you. And I'm going to be speaking with you, my friend, from something that is very both personal and that's happening right now for me in my business and in my life. And one of the things that one of my greatest values, hopefully you know me by now, and if not, welcome. I'm thrilled you're here. So happy to have you part of this family. One of my greatest values is integrity and authenticity and vulnerability. I actually believe that when we open up our hearts and we become courageous enough to share what's happening, that's where we have real, authentic, genuine connection. So I'm going to be sharing today both about what I've been noticing, the shifts that are happening, how that's been a little bit confronting for me, and what I'm doing or not doing about that. And then I am going to be pulling some cards, some intuitive guidance for you and frankly for myself too. So we will definitely set an intention. I have some new card decks to play with today, ones that I haven't used here before. And my intention is that this conversation, I'm just going to put my hand on my heart as I say this, that if you are also a highly sensitive empath, a light worker, someone who wants to make a big impact on the planet, you are asking yourself, like, how do I uplift humanity? How do I elevate consciousness? How do I live from my heart and not from fear or anxiety or, frankly, an outdated patriarchal system, right? How do I live from my intuition? This is why we're going to be talking so much more here about intuition and about how to do that. And I'll be teaching you and talking to you about it and bringing on amazing guests. So stay tuned. But I want to focus today on how to live a soul-led life that doesn't always have a roadmap, or at least, like, think about it this way. The roadmap that you get might be the morning of the trip, right? So many of us, myself included, one of the things we really crave, that I know I crave, is not just control, but also having a sense of purpose, but also like knowingness and security and safety and knowing this is the plan. This is what I'm doing next. This is the roadmap, right? These are the steps to follow. And I could go really deep into this and how you're wired and how that can make a difference. I used to do a lot with the Myers-Briggs assessment, which looks at how you make decisions and how you use your energy. And this can come into play here. But for many of us, even if we are intuitive and want to be in our heart, it takes something. It takes courage, it takes time, it takes energy to learn how to be in life where spirit is giving you your next plan of action. Not necessarily the to-do list you have on your desk right now, which maybe did come from your intuition or your spirit guide or connection to something greater than yourself. But often we are acting and creating our life from a place of safety, security, what makes sense, what's logical. And for you, and I'm assuming if you're here, I know like attracts life, that's a big shift to say, I'm not sure. I don't know. Something feels different. Something feels off. Something is asking to be birthed through me that's changing. Let me lead you into a little secret. Number one, you know this because you're human. You've been on the planet for at least, I'm guessing, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, right? Nature's our best teacher. If you look outside your window, if you take a walk, you notice, right? Even if you were to take a photo of your front yard, of a beautiful tree, it's never going to look the same. The picture will never be exactly the same because nature, Mother Nature, who I think is our best teacher, is constantly growing, evolving, and changing. And you and me, my friend, we're meant to grow and change and evolve. And this means in everything. And I'm forgetting the quote. There's this awesome quote that is really about the one thing you can count on is that nothing is going to stay the same. So when it comes to whether it's assessing your life, your career, what you're doing in your job, in your business, relationships, relationship with yourself, your health, your financial well-being, one of the things I'm going to encourage you to do that I've been doing is to really look at, is this still in alignment? How is my energy, right? Are you feeling in the flow, like you're moving down the flow in the river, down current, downstream, as Abraham Hicks says, versus upstream? Are you still feeling energized by whatever it is you're doing, the relationship, the way that you're taking care of yourself? Are you still feeling passion and fun and lit up and like this is something that you would get up in the middle of the night to do? These are really important questions because they're going to lead to what's fulfilling, what's not. Where are there energy leaks? Where might you actually be getting the early signs saying it's time to pivot? Think about a boat, right? When a boat is changing directions, course correcting, 1% of a shift, of a change in the boat coordinates is over time going to make a huge change, a huge shift. This is something I have noticed in my own life, that often those little baby shifts, that 1%, 2% shift now can drastically and very positively change your life down the road, 1 month, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. So I want to talk about today for me, and I shared this in an episode I did a few months ago called Following the Signs, How to Follow the Signs. And I want to kind of leapfrog, kind of talk about what's happened since then, because I think it's important to show like under the cover, like behind the curtain, so to speak, what my process is. And for many of us who want concrete plans, this might have you really uncomfortable. So, it's always good to see where we feel uncomfortable. Often what we're resisting persists. And often those moments, those places of discomfort are the places to heal and to look at. And for me, I know letting go of control, learning to create a business that really is 100% aligned with my soul and my intuition, it's kind of rocky out there sometimes. It's not always easy. So for me, first of all, this podcast, to give you some backstory, I love this show. I've been in love with this show since day one. It feels like my baby. I woke up about 6.5, 7 years ago, and I literally heard it is time to start a podcast. And this is like in the beginning of when podcasts were beginning to flourish, but there weren't as many as there are today. I think podcasts are fantastic. I think the ability to share wisdom and information and inspiration, empowerment is like, there's nothing else that compares. And for me, frankly, this show has been just as much healing for me as I hope it's been for you. So I have loved the show. Right away, what came to me was to name it the You-est, which is just so important because to me, it's all about how do you tap into your divinity, your authenticity, your gifts, your skills, what makes you unique, the once in a lifetime you being here. I care that we all express that way. I think that's how we find inner peace, inner joy. I believe that's how we heal. And I believe that's how we heal on the inside and the outside in our world. So that is something that that this is the name I've been using for a while. And I would say about 9 months ago, I just started to feel, and I think I shared this, it's never fun when this happens. I'm just going to say this. This is not fun, but it's important to pay attention. My energy started to feel like a little bit off, not necessarily with the whole of my podcast, but I started to feel like, God, I just really want to have more conversations that are really spiritually oriented. I love interviewing people about goals and habits and mindset. And those are important topics and other great topics, but I feel the need to be talking about how to really know that you are connected to the other side, to spirit, to build your intuition, to trust it, how to know the powerful, magical being that you are, right? And so I started to shift a little bit in who I'm bringing on as guests. And I also started to notice I love the work that I do as a coach. I have a master's degree in it. I've been doing it for over 15 years. I started a coaching program. We've had many, many people from all over the world go through it. I'm in love with it. However, something started to feel like a little bit off, and it started to show up. And I couldn't put my finger on it because I love the program. I love teaching in my Life Designer Coach Academy. I love my students. I've loved the experience. But something started to feel off in the marketing and sharing of it. And I'm like, what is this? And then I looked at my community at the time, my inner circle for conscious coaches. And I'm like, I love this, but something is missing, right? I just kept in my meditations, in my intuitive journaling. I'm like, something is missing or wanting to be more present. And this answer, my friend, did not come right away. So I want to share this because this is where signs and connection to spirit and your spirit guide and your intuition and the divine, it really makes a difference. And it has helped me to maintain my faith muscle. Definitely during times when I was like, what is happening? What is going on? Why am I feeling off? I don't want to sunset everything. I don't want to stop everything. Like, what am I being told? And I think I shared last time that, I get a lot of signs on the road. I get a lot of signs when I'm driving. I think because I'm in that brain state of, I want to say it's delta, it's similar to that daydreaming. Even though I am focusing on driving, I just get in this like very chill state. So looking at the road for signs, asking my guides, please, like, just help me to understand what's happening here. Something is shifting. I've been in this type of experience before. I know that it's going to be for my greatest good and all those I'm serving, but man, it feels really uncomfortable and icky and like a little scary, right? This is my livelihood. I have kids. I love what I do, but for me, and I would encourage you to look at, right? Like if you're not 100% in alignment, ask yourself, ask your soul, what is it that's missing? What wants to come through? And when I started journaling, like what wants to come through, I just kept getting, I've got to talk more about the healing power, the power of intuition, the power of psychic abilities, the fact that we all have access to this. This is not like a VIP backstage pass only. It's not, my friend. So I feel really passionate about it. You can tell I'm like 11 out of 10 because my life, my intuition saved my life. It changed my life. I can share about that another time. I think I've shared about this in other podcast episodes, but literally it did. When I had my health breakdown, when I had a wake-up call in my life, a literal wake-up call in the middle of the night. Everything that I've created in this work and my business and the podcast, all of it has come from inner guidance, intuition. None of it made logical sense. So just inviting you to start looking at what feels a little off, what might feel like it's not as aligned. Look at your values. What do you value? Is that showing up in your career, in your relationships, in your health, in the way that you're taking care of yourself? And we want to do this from curiosity. We don't want to do this from any kind of judgment. As you know, I'm huge into A Course in Miracles. And anytime we bring in attack and judgment, it's like bad news bears. It's no bueno because you're going into ego, edging greatness, edging God out. And to be really in this space of connecting into intuition, it means bringing in love, bringing in compassion. Curiosity is a great neutral space to be. So looking at what is moving you, what is not. So I just started to notice like, I'm feeling off. What's missing? What's missing is I want to bring in more fun. What's fun for me? Intuition, intuitive guidance, doing psychic readings, owning that I am an intuitive and psychic and that I didn't have to get a degree. In fact, I was talking to a friend. I'm like, oh my God, you know what it is? I'm spirit certified. That's the truth. I've had this gift my whole life. And we all have access to these gifts in different ways, right? You may not want to do it the way I'm doing it, but this is the truth. And for me, I've got to speak the truth. That's part of healing my body, my thyroid, and my inner being, my inner self, which of course adds healing to the planet. So look and see, what are you hiding from yourself? I'm already getting guidance right now. What are you hiding from yourself? What are you pretending to not see or not know that you know is there? Where are you feeling out of sync? What are your values, and what would give you so much joy? What do you know that would just give you so much joy? Especially if it's, you have a business or a career or something you're doing on the side or hobbies, whatever it is. We spend a lot of time, most of us, maybe you're retired, maybe you're not working, you don't need to work, stay-at-home parent. Like, first of all, stay-at-home parent is the hardest job. So that's a whole other thing. But either way, looking at your life to see where might you not be fully in alignment with what your soul is here to learn and to do and to express. And when I did that, I realized, all right, it's time. I didn't come this far to come this far. So I noticed right away, I was going to the dentist, and I didn't even, I believe it or not, I don't watch a lot of podcasts. I think because I'm doing so many myself. But right away on YouTube, I'd finished listening to A Course in Miracles for that day, the lesson, and right away came an amazing interview with Marie Manuchehri. She's been on here on this podcast. She's a healer, a medium, and I just was captivated. And I was like, I heard my inner guidance say, you can do this. You can do this. You can help people like her. I loved her vibration. I loved her energy. And I felt like, there's something about this that's for me. And then I heard her talk about one of her friends who does courses on mediumship, Suzanne Giesman. I haven't even fully talked about this yet, but I'll share it here. And this is what happened. I'd never heard of Suzanne. I look at her website. I loved her story. I could feel her integrity. And I look and see, oh my God, she's doing mediumship trainings, which were excellent. So I signed up. I signed my ass up literally that day. And we're talking, made the flight down in Savannah for level 1. And then after I did level 1, I did level 2. And I was like, this is missing. I want more time and training and to be around others that are also interested in mediumship. I don't know that I'm going to be using my skills as a medium, because really my gift I'm learning is tapping into people's future higher self, like your self that you're here, to express your soul self. I can see the future of that. This has been happening my whole life. I can see your highest future self, easy. And I realized after the training, I can tap into souls that have passed on, spirit guides, the angelic realm. I can. And one of the things I learned is we can all do this if you want to. It's a relationship, got to build that relationship. But I started to feel more excited. Started to feel like, oh, this feels like me. This is my meest me. Okay, but I've been hiding it from myself. And actually, I'll share with you part of the reason I knew I'd been hiding this from myself. I am so grateful I got to work with the amazing Barbara Stanny Houston, who has written so many books around women and wealth and A Course in Miracles. And I got to work with her for a year. So blessed. She has coached and guided and mentored me around A Course in Miracles. And we were talking. And as I'm talking about what I'm doing, she's like, your energy just changed. And then I got an image. I got a vision from my higher self. It showed me a dog hiding its own bone, like digging the hole and hiding its own bone. And I said to her, Barbara, oh my God, I just saw something I need to say. I need to say this here. And I know for me, I get images, I'll hear it, but oftentimes there are these little vignettes and I'm like, oh shit, what am I? I said, I'm hiding something from myself. I just got this image of a dog hiding its own bone. Shit, like what am I hiding from myself? Darn it. I don't want to dig up stuff again. I just feel like I just created all these great programs and now I have to change them. But the thing is, I've signed up for spirit guided life, like life that's not just Julie, not me alone. And I'm assuming you're here. You're not just here to do this solo by yourself, just your ego and you. My friend, I know that. So and the truth is we are never alone. And we do have guidance. We do have a spirit guide. We do have our higher self. We have, or your inner being, if you're an Abraham Hicks fan, whatever you call it, we have intuition. We have access to the higher angelic realm. We have access to the field of infinite possibilities and love. We do. It takes time sometimes, but I guarantee you, you have signs, you have evidence of this. And I have decided, I'm like, I want to live and express my life and be of service in a way that's truly aligned with the divine, with spirit and my higher self, not what is easy, not what my ego is saying I should be doing. So I knew when I saw this dog hiding its bone, I was like, crap. All right. And I'll be honest, I lost it. I was crying and I was crying and crying. And I realized, all right, what have I been hiding from myself? Well, I've been hiding that adding this component of intuition, it's everything. It's actually like, I can feel it now. I want to cry. It's changed my life. I think it's our hidden superpower. I think that most of us are not taught how to use it and connect to it. I think that when you learn how to use it and connect to it, your whole life can change miraculously. I've experienced that in my life over and over and over and over again. And I need to speak about it. I need to use it. I need to teach it. I need to do intuitive messages. Like, I've got to be doing this way more than I am. And by the way, when you start to notice whatever that is for you, if there's something that you've been holding back on, you haven't been fully self-expressed, you've been kind of like tiptoeing or halfway expressing, remember, right? First of all, you're not doing this alone. There's a greater plan. And as my favorite quote that is right down here in my studio, Shakti Gawain says, the universe pays you back for taking risks on its behalf. My friend, it is so worth it to look and see, where are you not fully showing up? Where are you holding back? Where are you not fully being self-expressed? I also think it can greatly heal and help your health, your energy, vitality, when you start to look at these things and make the decision. You don't have to do it all at once, but to make the decision, I am deciding, I'm choosing to live intentionally, and I'm choosing to live according to my soul's plan and to a higher plan here, and that might shake things up. Hey, my friend, I just wanted to pop in really quickly and let you know that I have a special going on in my newest beautiful Sanctuary spiritual membership. This is a sacred space for empaths, light workers, spiritual seekers, conscious coaches. If you sign up by August 1st, you will get a very special Lionsgate portal activation for 8/8 and 20% off at the price of 8/8. So go to juliereisler.com/sanctuary and be sure to use the coupon Lionsgate. Again, if you are interested, and you can cancel at any time, but you'd like to join us in August, I will be leading intuitive guided messages with some personal messages in there as well. Go to juliereisler.com/sanctuary. Be sure to use the coupon code Lionsgate and do so by August 1st. I would love to have you in this high vibe, miraculous, beautiful community. All right, back to the show. Lots of love. So I saw the dog hiding the bone. I realized what I was hiding is really coming out of this spiritual closet. I've talked about this here. What I didn't realize is how that would show up in every aspect of my business and work, and even my show. And so all of a sudden, for me, I'm a manifesting generator in human design. I've got a lot of fire signs. Maybe you're like me, and it's like ideas and creativity, they just come all the time. In fact, sometimes a little overwhelming. And I started getting all of these different ideas. I even posted about, should I change the name of the show? Should I use Divine by Design? That is wording that came to me about a year ago. I even trademarked it. Still not 100% sure, although I think what we're going to do is I'm going to start adding a really cool segment to this show, which I will share with you shortly. This has all been emerging. I started to look at my coaching certification program, which I'm in love with, but felt like just a little lackluster for some reason. And I realized what was missing is, I do talk about intuition, but we need way more than that. And so what is being born right now, I'm literally like birthing the framework, which just came out of me after my trip to New Mexico, like legit, is intuition school. I'm going to be teaching a 2-month intuition school before the 4-month certification program for my coaches, my intuitive life coaches, but intuition school will be for anybody. And I don't have information yet, but if you're interested, let me know or I'll keep you posted. But I've got to teach the tools that have changed my life. So now I'm starting to get clarity, redesign the entire program. I changed my membership, not just for conscious coaches, but it's got to be for empaths, for light workers, and I'm doing intuitive guidance, right? So, and that's when I got that sign. I saw the truck, the huge truck that said and it was like, it's an and thing. I can still work with coaches, but I've got to bring in intuition. That's the truth. That's my soul. That's why I'm here. 2 days ago, I got another sign and I'm reporting back. I was talking, no joke, to a friend, a dear friend who's also an energy healer and just wonderful, dear soul sister in my life. And I was talking about, my gosh, I feel like everything is getting shooken up. Do I change the name of the show? What am I doing here? And as I'm driving, and I'll ask, like, please just send me a sign. And I look to my right, the truck to my right, huge truck. And what does it say? It says ELL, infinite possibilities. Okay. I kid you not. So L, if you know, like Michael, Raphael, all of the archangels, when you have L towards the end of a name or part of the name, it means God. And I believe that's both Aramaic, I think Hebrew, it might even be Arabic. El means God. So Michael, Raphael, Uriel, Gabriel, right? All the archangels, they have the L. So I knew when I saw L, I was like, oh my gosh, that's God, infinite possibilities. So it was like, it just had me come and take a breath. And I was like, okay. And I can feel it right now. I was like, I am not alone. And I know that I'm on the right path because I don't see it all. I don't see even the light at the end of the tunnel, but I see enough light in this next step that I can tell and I can feel, more importantly, that this feels right. So you're getting me with like a lot of things half baked, but I wanted to share because I know for sure that this is the course that I'm charting, the boat that I'm on. And I'm going to invite you to look at the boat you're on. What would be that 1% shift, that 1% course correction, that 2%, that tiny course correction that's going to feel more aligned? That's my question for you. And what are the signs you're getting? What are you feeling? The synchronicities. I really want you to think about it. This is really important because I believe this is how we follow our soul and follow the signs. And for me, with the show, what came through, another dear friend who I met in the most incredible synchronistic way. She is going to be on this show eventually. She's one of the reasons that I've been healing my thyroid. She healed her thyroid with a protocol that I'm now using. I'm going to be bringing that physician, by the way, onto the show soon, Dr. Goldner. But with Julie, my dear friend Julie, who I met through Barbara Houston, my mentor and guide and dear friend who helped me with A Course in Miracles, Julie and I were chatting and I was like, what do? I feel like this divine by design, I need to use that wording because I just want everyone to understand that you are divine by design. Like that's how you are. That's your inherent birthright. And we were talking and I was thinking, God, what would be fun? What would be fun here? First of all, eventually I'd like to have a live component, maybe even a live version where you can call in or we can chat about your signs, synchronicities. But I thought, oh my gosh, we can have a segment, a divine by design segment or something like that, where you can share your divine signs. So I'm going to tell you now, it is not put together yet, but I will be sharing soon ways that you can send in 2 to 3 minute videos that we're going to share here. So people in the USU family in our world can be inspired and uplifted by your sacred sign experiences. So keep your ears open, your eyes open. I will definitely be sharing more about how you can submit your experiences because I want to hear about them. We want to hear about them. And it helps us all to build our faith muscle, to know we're not alone, to know this is obtainable. So that's what's happening over here. Again, you're getting the unfully baked cookies that are my walnut, raisin, cacao nib, oatmeal cookies that are definitely not baked. However, I'm sharing that because I hope it gives you some idea and inspiration that it's okay to not have your plan fully decided for you, fully figured out. In fact, it can actually be somewhat Maybe not fun, but exciting. Remember, anxiety and excitement, fear and excitement have similar qualities. So with that, my friend, we're gonna switch over to intuitive guidance. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments, especially in YouTube. It's like a beautiful family reunion over there. I read everything. I respond. If you have questions, comments, insights, share your signs, especially when it comes to these cards. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to set my intention. I'm going to invite you to do the same, and I'm going to put my hand on my heart. And if that feels good to you, of course, if you're driving, please do not close your eyes. Just listen. I'm closing my eyes, and I'm going to tune in, take a deep breath, and release. I'm going to call in great Mother, Father, great Spirit of the universe. Thank you for guiding this beautiful portion of my conversation with my soul family. May the cards and the wisdom that are picked and that come through, may they be a blessing to everyone here and be for the highest good of all involved. Thank you for guiding me. I love you. And I love each of you. Here we go. So the first deck, this is such a fun deck, and I haven't used this here yet, it's a unicorn deck. Okay. It's called the Oracle of the Unicorns. So I am going to shuffle. Looks like this. Okay. I'm going to shuffle and I'm getting 2 cards. So let's see. I'm going to just ask for my beautiful spirit guide to connect in with your spirit guide. In the quantum field, we're all connected. We're all one. So somehow that happens. Okay. So this one and this one over. I'm having a hard time. Let's see this one here. Oh my gosh. I think I picked 3. All right. So that's so funny. I guess these are stuck together, maybe? Huh. All right. Let's see what we got. This feels like a very thick card. Yep. There were 2. So we got 3. We're going to do all 3. All right. So are you ready? The first card. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Sanctuary. Okay. This is for me. I hope you get how unbelievable this is. Did you not just hear me? I don't know if I said this. The community that I changed from the inner circle of conscious coaches is the sanctuary. And I felt very intuitively guided to that name. And I hadn't used that name a whole lot. And I just feel like literally, spirit is like, yeah, see, that's a great example. I'm getting a sign real time. I did not know that was going to happen. How cool is that? Sanctuary. And its meaning is different, but doesn't matter. That wording to me is you're on the right path. You were meant to create the sanctuary. I also have the full moon. That's a very important sign for me. All right. I hope that's a sign for you. The other meaning is take time and take time out from the world, spend more time alone, meditate, or go on retreat. So sanctuary also, obviously, it's part of why I created the sanctuary, is a space, a sacred space. And for you to really look at taking time out, so what I'm hearing is finding your inner sanctuary. Of course, I would love to have you in my sanctuary where I do intuitive guidance and we learn tools to practice for your intuition. But seriously, look at what would it be like to create your own inner sanctuary and then outer sanctuary. Where can you actually go? Maybe it's a room in your house. Maybe it's under a tree. It could be a retreat, something like that. Love, love, love this one. I've never picked this one. I'll show it to you if you're watching. It's the Goddess card. Woo, these are high vibe. All right. Honor your divine feminine energy. See your inner beauty. Love every part of you. So my friend, whether you are female or not, or however you identify, we all have masculine and feminine energy. And I do feel what is being asked right now is for all of us to honor intuition, not having a full plan, receiving, resting. This is all of the divine feminine. It's all connected. And oh, I love this card. Look at this. Beautiful. What beautiful cards. Gentleness. Oh my God, these are gorgeous. I feel like the message is like just the refinement, the beauty of finding sanctuary, of tapping into your goddess feminine energy, and then gentleness. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love. These are gorgeous. I will definitely make note of the cards in the description so you can get them. I love these unicorn cards. All right, so next what we're going to do, I'm going to pull from another deck I have never used here. I have a lot of decks. I'm being honest, like probably 40. It's kind of my obsession, but I figure, you know what? If I've got an addiction and it's mainly Oracle decks, we're doing okay. So it is the Archangel Power Tarot cards. I'm going to use those. And I think I'll just pull one. It's a very large stack. I believe it's 72 cards. Again, it helps me to close my eyes and just imagine all of you hooked and connected to my spirit guide. And it's like we're sitting in this beautiful crystal temple, all connected. And I'm going to ask to pick the one card that will speak to you the most. This feels like it. I'm seeing the little dove at the top. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is gorgeous. I've actually picked this many times. Queen of Ariel, Ariel being the angel. Mature, practical, generous, and happy. Nurture yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful, practical, and wise advice. Isn't that interesting? I'll show it to you. You see that like goddess energy? How cool is that? These are so connected because the energy is very similar as of what I just chose. Sanctuary, rest, gentleness, goddess, feminine. I'm going to read it to you. Okay. Just give me a second. I'm going to look it up. Okay. So Queen of Ariel. Here we go. Okay. It's one of the last cards in the deck. So what it says, just in case you don't have this deck and you'd like to know, nurture yourself and those you love. There is a need for quality time with the people you care about the most. Practical and wise advice should be freely offered or accepted. You may see the truth clearly when those around you don't. You excel at taking care of others, but don't forget to take care of yourself. You have the gift of being able to make anything more beautiful. Oh, I know what we're going to talk about. Okay. A person who is giving and generous, someone who always knows the right thing to do and helps out happily, an admirer of luxurious items. Yes. Mature, practical, warm, and kind. This is you. Notice if this aligns, and then additional meanings of the card. The balance between function and beauty, a big heart, a talented gardener. Ah, love that. All right. And then lastly, and then I'm going to share what I'm going to pull my deck. This is, if you haven't used it before, I love this deck. It's called the You-est. Yeah, I created it. Intention deck. I created it for myself. Hopefully, if you have used it before, if you want to get it, I'll have the link. I love these cards because they're intentions, and they're very user friendly. So let's see. This one is kind of sticking out. Let's see what we get. Gratitude. I was just writing about this. Beautiful. Gratitude. Okay. So my intention, and I'll show it to you. Okay. The intention, gratitude is one of the elixirs for a joyful and happy life. I choose just for today to avoid negative mind chatter and to look at all the ways that I am grateful, even in tough situations that I may face. Ask your You-est you. As you build your gratitude muscle, you will rewire your brain to focus first on gratitude. What we focus on expands. How can I add more gratitude to my day? What are 5 things that I'm grateful for? And I'm actually being told to share with you. I always forget this because I have a lot of content. I do have a course, very, very, very inexpensive. It's the 15 days of gratitude to change your life. I've had over 7,000 students go through the course. It's on my website and I'll have the link. So if you're interested, you can do it. I think it's like $47 and it's all audio. And there's a audio lesson and question for every day of the 15 days with a different focus. Gratitude is so important. It raises your vibration. But the thing is, we want to feel it. It's not just about checking off the list. So this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing. That's not about just checking off your to-do list. And sometimes I bet you, like me, you have a practice. You might have a gratitude practice. My friend, check in. Are you feeling grateful and appreciation? Are you feeling it? Or is it more of a like, I'm noting it? This is often the difference. And I'm not saying you could be, practicing in a religion and feel connected. Oftentimes we can get in that rote, like, I just do this, I just write what I'm grateful for, which is fine. But what I'm hearing is amplify, put the volume up, take it to the next level by really activating how you feel, feeling appreciative. I've been actually doing that a lot with tapping. I wake up in the morning and I'll do tapping on my head and on my whole body around my welcoming my and saying good morning to my billions of cells, honoring my divinity, gratitude that I'm awake, that I'm alive, like just finding ways, if that works for you, finding ways to feel grateful, to make sure you have an emotional connection to it. It's not just the thinking and not just the getting the checklist done. And I'm just hearing that, like really being intentional, making sure, if you're eating a lovely meal, and this goes back to the Queen of Ariel with beauty, that you're taking a moment to savor, to nourish, to allow yourself to really take in the essence of what you're doing, not just doing it by rote. And I need this message. This is for me as well. So gratitude is so important. We can change our vibration in 17 seconds. That's it. 17 seconds with you tuning into a higher vibrational thought or emotion like gratitude, appreciation, joy, love, compassion, having fun, you can raise your vibration and start to shift your capacity for aligning and manifesting what you really desire. And it takes 17 seconds. That's it. So this is a great way to elevate and shift your frequency. Gratitude. And then, of course, focusing on, as we talked about, this goddess energy, on beauty. Beauty is something that it's very easy to kind of say, it's not important. I need to focus on what's sensible, what's logical. No, beauty is healing. I have talked to Greg Braden about this many times. He has a book all about the power of beauty. He talks about the beauty way prayer. Look again at nature. I mean, come on, the flowers, the gorgeous variety of flowers and plants and animals, like beautiful, right? And there's not always a reason for it. It's so nourishing and healing. So look and see in your life, where could you have more beauty? Could you bring in flowers into your room in a vase? Could you add more? The essential oils is a beautiful smell. I keep one right here. I really do. Right. So beauty can be, think about it from the five senses. Okay. And now I'm hearing the six senses. So what's beautiful to listen to? The music. Maybe it's some solfeggio music or meditation music or something that's beautiful. Maybe it's something you smell that's beautiful, like an essential oil or a spice like cinnamon or vanilla. What are you tasting that's beautiful? How are you experiencing life in a way that's honoring what's beautiful? And how are you connecting in with your intuition, with your spirit guides, with the divine? That is beautiful. And then what's going to happen? The more you focus on it, the more it expands. That's just the way the laws of the universe are, right? I mean, it's just like gravity. What we focus on expands, like attracts like. Focusing on beauty, focusing on rest, on gentleness, on love, on gratitude. These cards, my friend, these are like speaking to my heart. I hope they're speaking to you. I know this is getting long. We are hanging together. I feel like I just shared it all. I hope that this was helpful. Again, I'm going to do a quick recap just in case you were like, what were the cards again? We chose Sanctuary, which was really big sign for me because I created a community called the Sanctuary. I will have information about it if you're interested. But that's what I'm saying with signs and feeling like spirit. I can even feel right now like just smiling in my field. Like I just feel led. Goddess, beautiful goddess energy, divine feminine, relaxing, gentleness, being gentle with ourselves, the Queen of Ariel, right? That beautiful divine feminine goddess energy, as well as generosity and happy, joyful, gardening, beauty, and then gratitude, which of course is one of the biggest amplifiers of high vibrational energy. It's going to shift your energy immediately. I'm pausing really quickly. I want to share something very exciting. There are some changes coming to the You-est podcast. We are going to be adding a Divine by Design segment where we are going to be collecting your sacred stories, your signs, your synchronicities. These are the kinds of experiences that give goosebumps, that when you hear them, your mind is blown. So if you would like to submit one of your sacred stories, go to juliereisler.com/share. There you'll find a form. You can fill it out, upload your 2 to 3 minute video. We will be watching and going through all of the submissions and hope to share your sacred story and shine your light on this community, because in truth, we are all divine by design and we rise together in community. We are about uplifting consciousness and sharing these beautiful, powerful synchronicities and sacred signs and stories. This is what helps to build our faith muscle. So I hope to get a submission from you, my friend. And as always, thank you so much for being part of this beautiful community. So thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for letting me just talk your ear off. This was really, I hope it's fun for me. I hope it was helpful. And I do really want to hear, how are you noticing the signs, noticing your own energy? What's coming up for you? Where are you feeling like it's time to shift the route that you're on, to course correct the boat that you're on, to change gears a little bit? Like, doesn't have to be big. It can be 1%. In fact, I highly recommend 1%. I'd love to hear more. What is coming through you? What are you noticing? How can you honor the places that feel a little bit out of alignment, that feel like maybe I'm hiding something from myself? Maybe you're hiding something or not allowing yourself to fully step forward. How might you really find that courage? And it could be hiring a coach. I do that. I have a whole certified directory on my website that has tons of life designer coaches, or someone, maybe it's finding a good friend to talk to, like someone that you feel soul to soul connection with. Maybe it's therapy, right? Or going to some kind of energy practice, medicine practice, whether it's Reiki or energy healing. But how are you going to share this and get this outside of yourself and get the strength and the support you need so that you can start taking these little steps? Because I'm telling you, my friend, your soul, your higher self, your guidance, I know for a fact, I can feel it. And I know it for me. And I know this is the truth, is guiding you and wants you to be happy and joyful and free, right? And serene and prosperous, and to honor your divinity. And I'll say it again, we are all divine by design. And so how are you honoring that? And it might be a little uncomfortable, but I want you to know it's okay. You're not alone. Hang in there. Let us know. Share your comments, your feedback, your thoughts, your insights. What did you get? What sign really, really spoke to you? And share your synchronicities, share your sacred signs. Would love to hear. And keep your eyes open and ears open, because soon you'll be able to share it in video and we'll all be able to experience your beautiful sacred connection together. Because together, I really believe when we remember our connection, our oneness, our unity, our sacred divine by design, that's how we heal. That's how we learn to love ourselves and each other. That's how we change the world. All right, my dear friend, thank you for being here, for being your You-est you. I love you. Mwah.